Hello everyone, welcome back to another market review. I'll be going over today's price action. Today is the last day of the week, Friday the 10th, and it was also the first day in which I traded my funded account on FTMO. I'll be going over what I was looking at. I did take a trade. It was a break-even trade, so I'll just get into it. Talking about going to the news calendar for this week, we can see that for Friday, we have CPI at 8:30 a.m. So generally, I'd just want to let that news event pass before looking for any setups. So I'd only look for setups after 8:30 in the morning. Same deal here on the monthly chart. Still looking at this nice bullish reaction from this fair value gap. Could possibly see a internal range liquidity to external range liquidity play, but that is just kind of a broader higher time frame view on the market. So when we go down to the daily, now we can see that we have printed this new daily fair value gap right here, and also we have taken out external range liquidity right here that I have marked out. So because of these factors and the fact that we are in a premium of this bullish range, I would be interested today in seeing if there's any like previous week high or previous day high SMT to take short-term sells into this daily gap as a form of a external range liquidity to internal range liquidity type play. So yeah, I'm already leaning a little bit more bearish today, just based off this. Then when we go down to our 90-minute chart, this is how it was looking before the market, or just right at market open. We can see that we have a previous day high SMT. ES and NQ closed above previous day high, but YM failed to take previous day high out. So that is a intermediate time frame SMT on the highs, and this is a good framework for me to look for lower prices into that daily gap. As you can see, this like highlighted area, that's the start of the daily fair value gap. So also an added bonus is that we are in a premium of this 90-minute range as well. So overall, it's a good place to look for sells. So on today's game plan, the bias is bearish. Invalidation of my bias would be if we invalidated previous day high SMT, and looking to trade at 9 a.m. Actually, this is supposed to say 8:35. Just because we have to let the news pass. And then when price will I look for a trade, either 15-minute or 5-minute SMT on the highs would get me in. So when we go to the 15-minute chart, we do not have a 15-minute SMT because all assets closed above previous session high. So then that only leaves the 5-minute for a possible entry. And yeah, so here, although this is like not a very usual SMT, we do have what's called a hidden SMT right here. As you can see, this kind of like dotted line here on ES, that is the previous 90 minutes candle body high. So what happened here is that ES closed above it, and NQ and YM failed to. So something, I guess this is easier to visualize if I just turn off the wicks, I think, because this is a SMT with the bodies. So if I just turn off the wicks right here, you can see that oh crap, sorry. So if I turn off the wicks, you can see that ES right here made a higher high like this with the bodies, but YM, you can see YM's bodies made a lower high. So that was the SMT that I was paying attention to, was an SMT between the candle bodies. So when we got that SMT and change in state delivery right here, I entered a short position and just targeted much lower because previous day low was like really far away. But yeah, that was the trade. And then I got stopped at break even. So when we had this initial push down, we had pushed through all these lows, and Ethan also put it on the group that he was wanting to see price displaced from here, and that made sense to me. So I also put my stops to break even like he did, and eventually it just reversed and got tagged out. So not bad though, because honestly, price action this whole AM session has been just completely choppy. So nothing of interest here. We even created a new previous 90-minute high SMT back here. So this was like technically another valid entry, but I didn't take this just because of how weird price had been acting this whole session. How it's just been completely choppy and not showing any signs of wanting to do anything. And funnily enough, that would have also have been a loss here. So overall, it was a good day to stay out, a good day to be a bit more aggressive, mitigating some risk. So I did take the break-even trade, which was $7. So my first trade on my funded account was a $7 break-even, which is so cool. I'm gonna go buy a freaking house with the $7. Anyway, but yeah, I'm glad it wasn't a loss. So yeah, that's about it for today. Not sure if there's anything else I want to say. Basically, now it seems like we're getting a little bit of a move, but as you can see, we're still kind of like just ranging about. Good thing is that this was already a good week for me. I passed my evaluation this week, and there's no point in forcing a setup on the last day of the week. Best to just come back next week with just fresh and with a clear mindset. Moving into next week, this framework is still pretty good. I mean, if we keep this previous day high SMT intact right here, then going into next week, I would probably continue to expect a lower drive into that daily gap. And then when we get into that daily gap, maybe we can see SMT on a low to take it higher. I don't know, I'm getting ahead of myself. So yeah, that's about it for today's review. Hope this was insightful, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.